Hey everyone, I'm TJ. I'm an electrical engineer based out of Texas. This is my channel, What Up Ohms, and I'm going to be talking about all things related to electrical engineering, my experiences in the job force, and my experience as an undergrad. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button for more content just like this. On my first video for this channel, I'm going to address the question I was always asked, and that's why? Why did I become an electrical engineer? When I was younger, I loved Legos, I loved building things, and I wanted to be an architect. And then I watched the movie Click. If you're not familiar with that, Adam Sandler plays an architect who has a miserable life in the end, ends up alone. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to become an architect. Thank you, Adam Sandler. So after that, I wanted to find some sort of passion or something that could drive me and turn into a career. I found a lot of hope in music. I was really into electric guitar. I wanted to learn a bunch of instruments all at once. I started with a guitar. I was 12 years old. I self-taught myself with YouTube videos. I would watch them for hours. And eventually it led into my teens. I was into punk bands. I was in a metal band. I was in all these different bands at once. And it was great. But I realized early in college that is probably just going to be a hobby because there was no income. Most of the money went into feeding band members at late night concerts or putting gas in our cars to get to another show. So my professor in music theory said, you really need to look at music as a very eccentric and expensive hobby because life is hard and then you die. That is the rule of thumb for most musicians, sadly. And if you can make a career out of music, good for you. But for me, I knew I couldn't. So I followed another passion. It wasn't architect, it wasn't music. I loved math. Okay, what can I do with math? I said, you know what? I like math and space. Is there something that overlaps those? Well, there is. Astrophysics. Astrophysics is a combination of astronomy and physics, so I'm going to be heavy in math and deal with the stars. Perfect. I found a college 4 hours from where I live, and it's at UTSA in San Antonio, and they had astrophysics as a major. I signed up for all these classes. I had no idea what I was doing because I went from music to this. So I had physics 1, calculus 1, chemistry 1, and computer programming for physicists, which deals with the coding language Fortran. Fortran was used in the 40s and 50s, if I'm not mistaken. So I had to learn all of that as my first semester switching from music. And I was failing everything. I had to work really hard, more than colleagues in that class. And the one class that gave me a lot of trouble was physics, which was soul crushing because that's why I'm in physics for astrophysics. So I went to my professor's office hours and I told him, hey, is there anything I can do to get my grades up and so that I could be better in physics? And he said flat out, you're so terrible at physics, you should become an engineer. That right there, I didn't know what that meant. I don't know, this is horrible advice, but I walked away from it. I went back to my dorm and my roommate at the time told me, you should consider engineering for reals and look at electrical engineering because that's what he was doing. And so I went to take an intro class. I loved it. I loved learning about the different parts in a circuit. I loved that I could draw these circuits. I am terrible at drawing, but I can draw a resistor. Easiest thing in the world. And after that, I realized, you know what? Electrical engineering isn't so bad. I'm going to stick it out. And I went through it. I had to study late nights. I had to go to a lot of office hours with professors. I had to go to tutors. And it was all worth it because I finished. In 3 years, I got my electrical engineering bachelors at UTSA, and I was ready for the workforce. So I have to really thank those professors because my music professor showed me that music is more of a hobby for me, and my physics professor showed me that I should be an engineer. And I think engineering is more fun because I like the applied science of it all, and I get to do math almost every day. So yeah, that's why I chose to become an electrical engineer. So if you like this type of video, give me a thumbs up, hit that bell for notifications because I'm going to be uploading a video as much as I can, hopefully once a week. If you want more advice or you have any questions for me, as an undergrad or a recent grad looking to get into the workforce, comment below on this video or go to the description. I'll have my email on there. You can email me at any time and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You feel me?